Okay guys, what's going on? So this is just a test run here to kind of show you. So if I flip the switch down here, it lets it go back in. And as that goes back in, so we got our 3 spacers. The bottom one is permanent once I get it mounted. The top, the ones above it are optional. This board here, the thin flat piece, that represents the plank that's going to be mounted to the bottom of the bed frame so that the height's correct. And as you can see, this comes back, and I actually got to move this out of the way here. Give me 1 second. Okay, so now it'll clear. So this comes back, and of course, I wonder why it's not shutting now. What got? Okay. So you can see the drawer holds the bed in place, basically, right? So if we go back and look at it from, and I'm just looking at everything. When you come down, you'll see they both line up at the same time, so they're parallel. See what I'm talking about here? These 2 boards are parallel, front to back. Okay, so that's important. Even though they're different heights, it's important that they're parallel. So I think that's the spot right there. And that's the overall invention. I'm pretty happy with it. The drawer is completely independent of the bed, so to speak, meaning you could take the drawer out of the van completely and the bed is still functional. So the way that this is going to work is, I'm glad I took my time with this and really thought this through. The way this is going to work is down here next to, okay, so this rounded arch piece, that bookshelf piece, that's actually what's holding this track up off the ground, okay? Now I can lower that by routing out that wood a little bit and lowering it down, but for right now it's just, I don't know where the router mark was gonna be yet, so I've been waiting. Next to that piece is a 2x4, which I've cut out a spot for that piece. So the 2x4 has a rectangle cut out of it so that so the 2x4 doesn't go underneath the slider. The 2x4 just butts up against the slider. Then the 2x4 butts up against the steel from underneath the seat. So when you lock up the brakes, that 2x4 doesn't let this arch bookshelf piece come towards the front of the van. It's holding it there. So I'm going to bolt those together, screw those together. And then basically what happens is I'm going to run a vertical beam up that's going to be touch against the side of the slide glide, okay? And it's going to come up and hold this beam, the first beam, from underneath. There's also going to be another beam that comes across where this metal bar is. It might be the metal bar, but I'm going to have to drill a different hole in that L, that metal L. I'm going to have to move the L back and cut a bit of it off. But the point is, that keeps the whole thing stable at the top. There's going to be a cross beam that comes across and holds it all stable up there at the top. So I'm pretty happy with that. The other side is pretty self-explanatory. There's a big L over there that's holding everything right now up. And what I'm going to end up doing is I'll get a block of wood that's the exact length to be the proper height, to be a double reinforcement so that that L can't break. There will be another piece of wood underneath it holding everything up, keeping it all stable. But that L is just really handy to stick up there for now instead of have a flimsy block of wood. You know what I'm saying? So that is how I did that. And then again, I'm going to have another cross beam made out of wood. It's going to hold it all together tension-wise so that it can't expand, so that these white metal beams stay in place. I just like the idea of the white beams because they're smooth. Maybe I was foolish and I should have just used wood, but I feel like these aren't going to bow like the wood would. The wood will bow over time, whereas these don't. And if they do, you just flip them 180 degrees, but you don't have to take them out and unscrew them to do. You just reach up in there with the drawer open and give it a twist. and now they're bowed the other way if they start to bow. So it's going to be a trial and error thing, and if they do bow over time and it's a problem, I can always cut bigger holes into those triangle metal pieces. I can cut bigger holes and get a bigger, more sturdy bar that I know of. But for now, these are real lightweight, and I just want to see how it goes. So that's what we got. See ya.